Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into the cloud. Not the fluffy white kind, but the one where we store all our precious data. We're talking about how to keep that data locked down tight. Whether you're rocking terabytes of photos and videos or mission-critical work files, securing your cloud storage is non-negotiable. We've all heard the horror stories of data breaches and hacks, and trust me, you don't want to be caught in that digital crossfire. So in this video, I'm breaking down the essential tips and tricks to fortify your cloud defenses. We'll cover everything from password hygiene to encryption and beyond. Let's get right into it. So, you might be thinking, why all the fuss about cloud security? Well, here's the deal. The cloud is amazing. It's like having a digital storage unit accessible from anywhere in the world. But that convenience comes with a trade-off. Your data is out there, online, potentially vulnerable. Think about it. Your cloud provider is responsible for massive data centers, handling millions of users. That makes them a prime target for hackers looking to snag some valuable information. And it's not just about big corporations. Individuals are just as much at risk. We've seen it time and time again. Data breaches affecting millions of users, leaking personal information, passwords, you name it. And the worst part? Sometimes you don't even know you've been compromised until it's too late. That's why understanding cloud security isn't just a tech thing. It's about protecting your digital life. It's about peace of mind, knowing that your data is safe and sound no matter what. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty of how to actually secure your cloud data. We'll start with the foundation, the first line of defense: strong and unique passwords. You know the drill, long, complex, a mix of uppercase, lowercase, numbers, symbols, the whole 9 yards. But here's the thing. Using the same password for multiple accounts is like using the same key for your house, your car, and your office. One compromise and everything's at risk. That's where password managers come in. These handy tools generate and store super strong passwords for all your accounts, so you don't have to remember them all. Think of it like a digital vault for your keys, keeping everything organized and secure. Alright, let's talk passwords. I know, it's like the password lecture you got back in grade school, but trust me, this is crucial. We're talking about the first line of defense for your precious cloud data. We've all been guilty of it, using simple passwords, reusing the same one across multiple accounts, maybe even that embarrassing childhood nickname as a password. You know who you are. But in the world of cloud security, weak passwords are an open invitation for trouble. Think of it like this. Your password is the key to your digital kingdom. A weak password is like leaving that door wide open, practically begging someone to waltz in and make themselves at home. So, what makes a strong password? It's all about complexity and length. We're talking a mix of uppercase and lowercase letters, numbers, symbols, the whole shebang. And don't even think about using password 123 or your pet's name. Hackers have heard it all before. Now I know what you're thinking. I can barely remember my grocery list, let alone a dozen different complex passwords. And you know what? You're right. That's where password managers come in clutch. These nifty tools are like digital Fort Knoxes for your passwords. They generate and store super strong, unique passwords for all your accounts, so you don't have to. All you need to remember is one master password to access the vault. Trust me, using a password manager is like leveling up your security game exponentially. It's one of the simplest yet most effective ways to protect your digital life. But hey, a strong password is just the first step. Let's talk about two-factor authentication, or 2FA, your next line of defense. Alright, so you've got your Fort Knox-worthy password set up. Nice work. But even the strongest passwords can be compromised. That's where our next level of security comes in, two-factor authentication, or 2FA. Think of 2FA as the security guard at the entrance of your digital fortress. Even with the right key, your password, you still need to show some ID to get in. It adds that extra layer of verification to make sure it's really you accessing your account. Here's how it works. When you enable 2FA, you'll typically link your account to your smartphone or another trusted device. Then, whenever you log in, you'll need to provide a second form of authentication in addition to your password. This could be a unique code sent to your phone via text message or a dedicated authentication app, or even a biometric scan like your fingerprint or Face ID. The point is, it's something only you have access to, making it much harder for unauthorized users to get in. Now you might be thinking, isn't that a bit of a hassle? And yeah, it might add a few extra seconds to your login process, but trust me, those few seconds are a small price to pay for the added peace of mind. Plus, Most cloud storage providers make setting up 2FA super easy. Usually it's just a quick trip to your account settings, and you're good to go. Seriously, if you're not using 2FA already, drop what you're doing and enable it right now. It's one of the most effective ways to protect your accounts from unauthorized access. Okay, we've covered strong passwords and two-factor authentication. Now let's talk about encrypting your data. Think of encryption as putting your data in a lockbox that only you have the key to open. Here's the deal. When you upload files to the cloud, they're essentially just sitting on a server somewhere, potentially accessible to anyone with the right access. Encryption scrambles your data into an unreadable format, making it useless to anyone who doesn't have the decryption key. So, even if someone manages to bypass your password and two-factor authentication, highly unlikely, but let's be extra cautious, they still won't be able to make sense of your encrypted files. It's like handing someone a book written in a language they don't understand, completely useless without the Rosetta Stone. Now, the good news is that many cloud storage providers offer some level of built-in encryption. But for the truly security-conscious, you can take it a step further with third-party encryption software. These tools give you even more control over your data, allowing you to encrypt your files locally before uploading them to the cloud. That way, even your cloud provider won't be able to access your unencrypted data. Encryption might sound complicated, but it's becoming increasingly user-friendly. There are tons of great encryption tools out there, both free and paid, that make securing your data a breeze. Remember, we're talking about protecting your digital life here. Encryption is like the ultimate insurance policy for your data, ensuring that even in the worst-case scenario, your information remains safe and sound. Alright, we've talked about passwords, two-factor authentication, and encryption. Now let's talk about backups. Because even with all the security measures in the world, things can still go wrong. Think about it. What happens if your cloud provider experiences a major outage? Or what if your account gets hacked and your data is held hostage? Or let's be real, what if you accidentally delete something important? That's where backups come in. Having a separate copy of your data stored somewhere else is like having an insurance policy for your digital life. It ensures that even if disaster strikes, you can recover your data and get back on track. Now, there are a couple of ways to approach backups. You can go the old-school route and back up your data to an external hard drive or a local storage device. This gives you physical control over your data, which can be reassuring. But if you're looking for convenience and accessibility, you can also back up your data to a different cloud storage provider. That way, your data is still accessible from anywhere, and you have the added peace of mind of knowing it's stored in multiple locations. The key here is to be proactive. Don't wait until something goes wrong to start thinking about backups. Set up a regular backup schedule, whether it's daily, weekly, or monthly, and make it a habit. Trust me, having a solid backup strategy in place is one of the best things you can do to protect your digital life. It's like having a safety net, knowing that no matter what happens, you can always bounce back. Alright, we're almost at the finish line. We've covered a lot of ground, but there's one more crucial tip I want to leave you with. Be cautious when using public Wi-Fi. We've all been there, at the coffee shop, the airport, the hotel, desperate for a Wi-Fi connection. But here's the thing, public Wi-Fi networks are notoriously insecure. They're like a digital playground for hackers looking to intercept your data. Think about it. When you connect to a public Wi-Fi network, you're essentially sharing a connection with everyone else on that network. That means your data is being transmitted over the airwaves, potentially visible to anyone with the right tools and know-how. Now, I'm not saying you should never use public Wi-Fi. Sometimes it's unavoidable. But if you're going to be accessing sensitive information, like your cloud storage, online banking, or anything else you wouldn't want someone else to see, you need to take precautions. That's where a VPN, or virtual private network, comes in. A VPN encrypts your internet connection, creating a secure tunnel between your device and the internet. It's like putting your data in a secret envelope that only you and the intended recipient can open. Using a VPN on public Wi-Fi is like putting on a digital suit of armor. It adds that extra layer of protection, making it much harder for hackers to intercept your data. And the best part? VPNs are super easy to use. There are tons of great VPN services out there, both free and paid, that can get you up and running in minutes. So the next time you're about to connect to that sketchy public Wi-Fi network, remember VPN. It's your best friend when it comes to staying safe online. And there you have it, your crash course in cloud security. We've covered a lot of ground, but the key takeaway is this. Securing your data in the cloud isn't just about being tech-savvy, it's about protecting your digital life. By implementing these tips, using strong passwords, enabling two-factor authentication, encrypting your data, backing up regularly, and being cautious on public Wi-Fi, you're taking control of your online security and minimizing the risk of falling victim to cyber threats. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more tech tips and tricks, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Stay safe out there, and I'll catch you in the next one.